Shabbat Shalom, comrades. So today we're going to do West Jerusalem. It's Friday, just almost 12 o'clock, so I have a couple hours before Shabbat kicks in. So we're going to go up to this neighbourhood here, Mea Shearim. It's basically the most Orthodox, the most kind of radical neighbourhood in all of Israel. Basically, we're going to check out a neighbourhood where only the ultra-Orthodox Jewish sects live. So the thing about walking around this neighbourhood now is that they absolutely hate cameras. It's kind of based on an old Eastern European shtetl. So it's basically like we're going to be stepping into a kind of time machine to what the old Jewish communities would have looked like in Eastern Europe before the Holocaust, before they were all wiped out. So I'm not sure how this is going to go. I really do not want to be seen with a camera up there, so we'll have to play it cool. Stick to the main roads is what the people said. So we're going to go up here now, go for a stroll around the neighbourhood, and see what the crack is. The Holy Land, scene of the world's most intractable geopolitical clusterfuck, a battleground that haunts our collective subconscious, populated by regular people trying to get by. Torn apart by walls of concrete, steel, fear and paranoia, it's also home to some of the most amazing sights and humans on our planet. So let's go for a stroll. It's the Shite Guide to the Holy Land.
Israel, Palestine, Israel, Palestine.
It's the Shite Guide to the Holy Land.
Israel, Palestine, Israel, Palestine.
It's the Shite Guide to the Holy Land.
4867, is it hell, is it heaven?
It's the Shite Guide to the Holy Land. Shite Guide to the Holy Land. Also, it's hot as fuck. Sweaty spaghetti. I wasn't ready for the sweaty spaghetti, but the thing is, have to wear the jeans today. There's actually a dress code in this neighbourhood. You can't be wearing shorts, or you'll upset the locals. So we're going to try not be dicks about it, but we're going to check out a highly interesting spot. One of the super interesting things about this neighbourhood, they kind of don't use technology like TV, internet so much when we actually enter this neighbourhood. So they have these cool things all over the place. I think they're called Pashkevilin. I don't know, basically there's like announcements all over the wall. So if you have any news from the neighbourhood or whatever, you can just stick it up on the wall and the people will know.
The fire of internet. Don't ruin your own lives. Rid yourselves of access to internet.
Alright, we're going to go in for a peep. So this is basically the entrance to the neighbourhood here. So we're going to try and be very respectful. At all the entrances to this neighbourhood, they have these signs up saying no groups passing through, it offends the residents, and do not pass through in immodest clothing. So from here on in, I'm going to probably stop talking and we'll have a look inside. Looks pretty cool.
People of the good word, people of the book. I wanna come inside, wanna take a little look. So may I come in and may I begin and may I fill in and Mea Shearim.
Oh, thank you very much.
People of the good word, people of the book. I wanna come inside, wanna take a little look. So may I come in and may I begin and may I fill in and Mea Shearim. Old education is the labor of this neighborhood. The internet does the same that my paper could. If you fuck around then the thunder awaits when you're out in the town of 100 gates. To wander, to settle, a god or a devil, a king or a rebel, a boulder, a pebble. Like a rose enfolded in petals, the old ways from the old days of the shtetl. People of the good word, people of the book, I wanna come inside, wanna take a little look. So may I come in and may I begin and may I fill in and Mea Shearim.
Oh, thank you very much.
People of the good word, people of the book, I wanna come inside, wanna take a little look. So may I come in and may I begin and may I fill in and Mea Shearim.
Toda Rabbi.
Mea Shearim means 100 gates, and the name dates back to the neighbourhood's creation in 1874 when it was locked up at night to avoid infiltrations from midnight marauders. It was built as one of the first standalone neighbourhoods outside the walls of Jerusalem as an enclave for the ultra-Orthodox, and it's retained its unique character for 150 years. The inhabitants are exclusively Haredi, living strictly according to their interpretation of the Torah, completely removed from their other Jewish neighbours a few blocks away. Let's step outside of the neighbourhood for just a moment, as I gotta explain the camera. These residents do not want outsiders going through their area and filming or taking photos, so unfortunately I gotta basically hide my camera while inside to avoid creating any issues which sometimes occur here, although the people look absolutely lovely. That's problematic. Okay, let's take a deep breath and head back in to Mea Shearim. What sets the people here apart from their Jewish counterparts in the more secular society is that many here do not support the Israeli state. In fact, Palestinian flags and anti-state graffiti are common, which unfortunately leads to regular violence with the police. Unemployment is staggeringly high, with men generally not working but instead dedicating their lives to studying the Torah. It's certainly a unique and interesting way of life, and I'm not going to criticize it since, well, I'm the weird outsider creeping around with a half-hidden camera against the locals' wishes. So, I mean, there you have it. That's just a taste of the fascinating neighbourhood of Mea Shearim. People of the good word, people of the book, I wanna come inside, wanna take a little look. So may I come in and may I begin and may I fill in and Mea Shearim.
Oh, thank you very much.
People of the good word, people of the book, I wanna come inside, wanna take a little look. So may I come in and may I begin and may I fill in and Mea Shearim.
Toda Rabbi. Yeah, I kind of had to get out of that neighbourhood. It was getting a bit tense. They really do not like the cameras going through their neighbourhood, which is fair. So we're going to stay in West Jerusalem and we're going to take turns somewhere here. I'm going to tell you a little story about a pretty cool rabbi. So yeah, pretty sure it's this way. Okay, so now that we're in the peace and quiet of a graveyard, let me tell you this one. So, recently, a week or two ago, Joe Biden was in Israel and he had a meeting with the president, Yitzak Herzog, and he told him that the Israeli treatment of Palestinians was similar to the British treatment of Catholics in Ireland.
My background and the background of my family is Irish American, and we have a long history of not fundamentally unlike the Palestinian people with Great Britain and their attitude toward Irish Catholics over the years for 400 years.
And he said to the president, Yitzak Herzog, he said, "You should know, your grandfather was a supporter of Sinn Féin. And if you're not Irish, you don't know what Sinn Féin is. It was basically the political wing of the IRA. So let's talk about the rabbi who put Ra in rabbi. I want to find your grave to thank you for being so brave. I want to find your grave to thank you for helping the IRA. Yitzak Herzog was born in the late 19th century in Poland, in Łomża. in the Polish community, and things were never good in the Polish communities in Eastern Europe, as I'm sure you all know. So he left Poland, started traveling around Europe, studying, getting his degrees and everything, and then he ended up in Belfast, where he finished his his rabbi learning, and then he ended up as the first chief rabbi of Ireland, and then he ended up being the first chief rabbi of Israel. So the first chief rabbi of Ireland was also the first chief rabbi of Israel. And the thing was, at the time, it was 1919, 1920, and if you know anything about Irish history, things were pretty spicy around then. And he was actually a supporter of Sinn Féin and the IRA.
What's the crack, big man Yitzak? The rabbi and the Raz always got my back. Fighting the empire, fighting the Huns. He's hiding the rebels and hiding the guns. Joined the cause against megalomania. Belfast to Dublin by way of Lithuania. Up against the law, what a mighty deed. For the cause that small nations might be free. Had it night and day, there's no rest in the quest of the IRA. Back alley meetings, risky conspiracy, underground whispers grew to a symphony. Rough terrain and a tough campaign. I asked him, Rabbi, can you please explain? Rebel against those that are inhumane. Pray to Jerusalem and vote Sinn Féin. He's the chief rabbi, the main man rabbi, the Sinn Féin rabbi, the rabbi and the Ra. He's the chief rabbi, the main man rabbi, the Sinn Féin rabbi, the rabbi and the Ra. Chief rabbi, the main man rabbi, the Sinn Féin rabbi, the rabbi and the Ra. He's the chief rabbi, the main man rabbi, the Sinn Féin rabbi, the rabbi and the Ra.
So these days, Ireland, the Irish state, Irish people generally tend towards kind of being supporters of the Palestinian movement, not like anti-Israel, but like pro-Palestine. And even there's ties going back to the 60s and the 70s with the IRA. The Palestinian rebels were training with the IRA and vice versa. But it used to always be like that. Back after 1916, during the 20s, there were actually Jewish Zionists who were looking to get a Jewish state. They were actually coming to the IRA to get training from them. So we had people in like the Irgun. If you don't know the Irgun, they were like the one of the first Israeli freedom fighters, terrorist organizations, you know, that whole chestnut. And same with the Stern gang, another bunch of boys who were actually fighting the British, trying to get them out of, at the time it was British Mandate Palestine. So these Zionist guys were getting training from the IRA. They both had like a similar kind of idea of nationalism. There was a new nationalism at the time that didn't exist before. In the late 19th century, proto-nations all across Europe were kind of just waking up. It was the changing of an era. You know, empires were beginning to show their first cracks and collapsing, and the Jewish diaspora around the world wanted a Jewish nation to be safe, and they got some training from the IRA. Bananas. I wanna find your grave to thank you for being so brave. I wanna find your grave to thank you for helping the IRA. I wanna find your grave so I can lay a little stone upon it and say thank you for all the work you've done. When the Ra were on the run, you offered them shelter and hid their guns. Alright, I'm gonna leave. Honestly, I don't know what I was thinking, try to find his grave. I wanted to pay the man a bit of respects, but obviously all the graves are written in Hebrew. So yeah, pour a little drink out on this Shabbat for Yitzak Herzog, the IRA Rabbi. Rest easy wherever you are, buddy.
Chief Rabbi, the main man Rabbi, the Sinn Féin Rabbi, the Rabbi in the Ra. He's the Chief Rabbi, the main man Rabbi, the Sinn Féin Rabbi, the Rabbi in the Ra.
What an absolutely hectic place. So yeah, I guess if you want to get closer to God, then come to Jerusalem. Yeah, if you want to get closer to God. Because if you hang out on these roads long enough, you're going to get a smack of a car and you'll be meeting God soon enough. So be careful. So back on Jaffa Street, the main kind of thoroughfare of West Jerusalem, and yeah, Shabbat is about to kick in. So on Shabbat, they basically close down the entire country from about halfway through Friday into the next day on Saturday. So it's 2:50. I left it kind of late, so probably got about half an hour before pretty much everything is shut down. So we're going to get a munch in possibly the coolest market I've ever been at, the Shuk. So we're going to stroll into Mahane Yehuda. Mahane Yehuda, the coolest, the Shuk. And I think this is the entrance right here. So we'll see if we can grab a bit of food before everything is shut down.
While this market is lovely and chill now, it has sadly been the site of several attacks down through the years, notably in 1997 and 2002, when it was the target of several suicide bombings. And attacks like these had huge ramifications on Israeli society, not just from a human emotional response, but also geopolitical. In 1997, two men in business suits detonated simultaneously, killing 16 people. The Al-Qassam brigades were blamed for the attack, and in response, Mossad agents went abroad to Jordan to poison the chairman of Hamas. But the plan went tits up and the Mossad members were captured and swapped for the release of the founder of Hamas himself. The second suicide bombing was in 2002 during the Second Intifada. At the entrance of the market, a 17-year-old girl detonated a bomb that killed 6 people, an attack attributed to the Al-Aqsa brigades. It occurred during the pre-Shabbat shopping rush, around the same time of the day that I'm here right now. But let's get back to the good vibes.
Right, that was hectic as fuck. Maybe we'll have better luck in the other side, huh? I doubt it, but we can try. I'm gonna bunk away from there. Probably the worst possible time to go to the Shuk. Everybody's getting their pre-Shabbat shopping going. So yeah, man, the Shuk. I don't know where I'm off to. But yeah, man, I know I had to get the fuck out of there. It was 70 shekels for a baked potato with chicken shawarma and a beer. That's 20 quid for a fucking potato and a beer. Jesus, if my mother finds out, I'm in deep shit. Cool people. So the prices in that shuk have me fucking shook. 20 quid for a spot and a beer. So I rocked up to the fucking liquor store and I got myself a Gold Star dark beer. I thought it was like a fucking stout, like a Guinness or something, but no, but it's lovely. So I think I passed 1 or 2 Guinness signs earlier, so as soon as I get some shade for a minute, I'll pop down. Yeah, I just pulled into some nice park for a minute. I saw a couple of homeless dudes passed out, so I thought, yeah, that's my jam. Shabbat Shalom. So that was a quiet walk down what's usually an unbelievably bustling street. But I know I'm too late for pints, but there's one pub I want to show you here where some severe rebranding has happened recently. This used to be called the Putin pub. So it was like a bar for the Russians of the city. Yeah, they pretty much removed the Putin part. And now it just says pub. Putin. I wonder are they closed entirely? Another casualty of the war in Ukraine. Also, just to give you an idea of the layout here. So that's the Putin pub here. So at the end of Jaffa Street, Jaffa Road, I can never remember what it is. You can't really see on the shit camera, but there she is, the old city